Hey everybody. So it's been a while since I've sent out an update and I apologize for the delay. There's been a lot of stuff going on and it's good stuff, busy stuff, so it's keeping me away from doing some recording, but on the plus side of that, it means that there's a lot of things going on and some of them I won't get into in this video, but maybe in the future. Oh, where do we start? I think I'll start with the Spinraza journey update. I know quite a number of you have emailed me or texted me or private messaged me about what the progress is, and some of you I've had the pleasure of seeing in person, some of you just through those remote ways, but I did want to update you all. At the time of the last video, I had had some genetic testing done as well as some other tests, and we were just waiting on the results of my genetic test. So at this point, I do have the results of those genetic tests back. What they showed is that I have 0 copies of SMN1 and 3 copies of the SMN2 gene. Now, without getting into all of the genetics and biology of that, because truthfully, I don't always understand it all myself, but also it's just more than is necessary for this kind of update. So, long story short, what it did is it confirmed a diagnosis of SMA at the genetic level. So, that was important because without a confirmation of a specific diagnosis, Spinraza would not be effective. It would not be useful. So, since they have indeed confirmed that the diagnosis is SMA and not some other just random something, this is an appropriate treatment. Now, whether or not my insurance will pay for it, that's something that we're still waiting on. So, at this point, that's where we are in the process. I'm waiting for the insurance company to say yes or no. If they do say yes, we'll schedule the first treatment probably as soon as possible. I don't know what the timing on that looks like, but I do know that it shouldn't be too much further down the line before I get at least an initial answer. If insurance says no to start with, we have the option to appeal and try a second time. If they appeal, I mean, if they deny it a third time, then what we do is move to a different program that's offered by the pharmaceutical company, which is called Biogen. So that's where we are. I'm just waiting. A lot of this is a hurry up and wait process, so I just have to be patient through it. But believe you me, I have plenty to do to keep me busy in the meantime. So, moving on to some of that, one of my heart's desires for years has just been simply to share the word of God. I think that most of you who know me know that that's the case. So, I'm always appreciative when there are opportunities to do that. I'm passionate about that. It really is like I said, my heart's desire. So I've been working a lot on some just different projects, but along that line, what's made me really excited lately is the ability and the opportunity to share quite a bit at Jubilee Christian Center, which is a church just down the road, not far from here. And my friend Sandy, who a lot of you do know as well, she and I are just really enjoying our time with Jubilee. And both of us speak once a month there. So it's giving me a real outlet to be able to just share things that the Lord is showing me. And the last message that I had the opportunity to share was one called The Greatest Lie Ever Told. And it was, I think, just a revelation that was important. I think they enjoyed it. I think it opened some eyes. And I know that for me, it was a learning process as I studied and just really was listening to what God wanted me to share. So I encourage you at some point. I've not recorded the message anywhere, but I would like at some point to be able to do that because I really feel like it's an important message about just how little influence the enemy really has over us. So many people give him so much credit, and the truth is he gets way more credit than he deserves. A lot of it is just simply our own issues, and a lot of it is just simply that there is no issue. We just choose to see that there is one. So when I spoke about this topic of the greatest lie ever told, I think I just had the opportunity to expose some of the ways that we think about things, that when we look at them from a different perspective, we see that we are way more blessed than we possibly imagine. So I'm really excited about that. As a general rule, I will speak on the third Sunday evening of every month, unless it's raining. And when it's raining, I don't tend to get out as much. So if it's raining on the third Sunday, then I will be bumped to the fourth Sunday, and Sandy will speak in my place on that week. So we flip flop the last 2 Sundays of the month. So if you are interested, we would love to have you come out and just participate with us, and it would mean a lot. So that's cool. So I'm excited about that. The third thing that I'm really excited about at the moment is that in just a few weeks, I'm going to be teaching a workshop in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We're going to hold it at the Hilton Garden Inn. It's called Self Published with Excellence, or Self Publishing with Excellence, and it's a full day workshop designed to help you self publish a book. Some people enjoy having a publishing company take up the reins and go through the process for them, and just really hand it off to someone to do the entire process. And my publishing company, Spiritfire Publishing, does do that. I'm happy to do that for people, but some people want a more hands-on approach. They want to be able to do their own book their own way and retain control over the entire process without involving a third party. At least to the degree that it's possible to do so. It's impossible to do it 100% by yourself unless you have a crazy amount of equipment and resources. But so there's always going to be some middleman somewhere. However, some people just like to do as much of it as possible by themselves. So this workshop is designed for those self-starters, those people who want to do that, and we will start early in the morning, around 9:30, which means that I'll be up and at 'em way earlier than that, but we'll start at 9:30. We'll go throughout some morning sessions, then we'll break for lunch, where you'll be able to go out and get something to eat in one of the nearby restaurants. Then we'll reconvene for the afternoon, and we should wrap up around 4:30 if all goes well. So that's going to be on April 14th. And again, it's at the Hilton Garden Inn in Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is, the address is 650 Tinsley Way, but it's easy to find online, so you can look it up and GPS your way there. Now, if you want to come to that, it's important that you register online ahead of time. I need a basic head count for materials. The deadline, I think I have currently set at April 1st. Had to think about that for a minute because I don't have the details in front of me. But April 1st is the online registration deadline. If you want to register at the door, it is possible. However, I can't guarantee a spot. We are limited by the amount of space. We can only accommodate 40 people. That's our top capacity. So once we hit 40, we have to close the door. So if you do want to come, you need to register and register early. The registration cost is $105. I know some of you may, take a step back and say, whoa, that's a lot of money. But the truth is, I'm going to be giving you a full day of information. You will walk away with resources in hand so that you can go out and you could literally start that day to publish your own book step by step. There, I will leave nothing out. I'll walk you through the entire process. So if you are coming, you need to come prepared to take notes. You need to come prepared with the motivation to do something. But again, the online registration deadline is April 1st. And after that, it's a toss-up whether you can get in or not, depending on how many people sign up. So I encourage you to come out. I would love to see you there. I am really excited about this because as much as I get excited about writing my own books and publishing my own books and holding those in my hand, it's just really incredible to be able to see other people have their work in their hands. There's just nothing more rewarding, I think. It's one thing to see your own dreams happen, but it's another thing entirely to get to play a role in helping someone else's dream come to pass. So that's what I've been working on. And there's some other things too, but like I said, those will have to wait for another time. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye, but I'm going to leave you with this thought. It's kind of funny, but it's a little transparent, hopefully, on my part. A number of years ago, I had just started with the whole podcasting thing, and it wasn't video, it was just audio podcast. So last night, I ran across an old one of mine. Now, my hometown is a little town called Cleveland, Georgia. A great number of you who will see this video are from there as well, and some of you still live there, or at least in that area. And several years ago, when the bypass was just being built, I remember coming down 129, and I talked about this in the podcast. And as we were driving down 129, what used to be just a straight shot road, I mean, it was a dead straight shot from town all the way down the highway. But as they were building the bypass, they had to reroute some of the road. And so for a period of time, as you were coming down 129, moving south, it looked like there was a barricade across the road, and like the road came to a dead end. And it wasn't until you got almost to the barricade that you swerved around and up around the hill, and you found the new portion of the road that had just opened up. And what was really funny about it is that in that season, I found the Lord speaking to me about the nature of change, and how the roads that we sometimes think we're on look like they're dead ending, when in reality God's just getting us to a certain place, and He's closing off the old way so that He can redirect you into the new. And as I listened to that, I made a statement in that podcast that just, it shook myself, and I posted a little thing on Instagram about it. And the quote was this. It said, "We want the provision of the new season without the mess it takes to get us there." I'm going to say that again. We want the provision of the new season without the mess it takes to get us there. And when I heard my own self say that last night, it was just like a shock. And the thing that I wrote on Instagram, I said, man, it was crazy. I was preaching myself, and ouch, it hurt. Because that's true. We get into this system of thinking where we think that things are going to be smooth sailing, and they're just as straightforward. We know exactly what's coming next. And the truth is, if we're being honest, we rarely know what's really coming next. But we have to be okay with that, because when it looks like a road is ended, or like there's a barricade, it really just means that God has taken us to a higher level in a new season. And in order to get there, we have to be willing to walk through the mess that it takes to get into that new place. And I think that's just a timely word for today. So many people that I know right now are in a season of what seems to be just crazy favor. But with crazy favor, sometimes comes a lot of changes and some acceleration and some things that we did not see coming. And it's very difficult sometimes to walk through that. We want what's on the other side, but and we know that we're in a season of favor. We can feel it left and right. But we have to be able to walk through the mess to get to the place that we're ready to fully embrace the favor. That's just the short version of it. So anyway, I just wanted to close with that. It was timely for me all over again, and I felt like it might be timely to share here. So I hope it blesses some of you. I hope you are all well, and that you are happy, and that you are blessed, and that you are favored, and that you are just walking out everything that God has called you to do and to be. And until next time, I will say bless you, and I look forward to hearing from you. So shoot me a line, and I would love to see you at the workshop. And if you can't do the workshop, or you're not interested in going to a publishing workshop, come out and hear some teaching at Jubilee, whether it's me, Sandy, or any of the other great people who are a part of it there. It's just a lot of fun. So y'all come and say hi sometimes. All right. Bless you.